Dwarves need to stick together in scrap mechanic, and that's why trading is so important. But how am I supposed to trade with my fellow dwarves when my car can barely hold any crates? I need a bigger, better and cooler car. I need a big rig. So I've got most of the materials in chests right here. I've got a fuel canister, wheels, I got engines, bearings, I even have a controller, some lights, a seat, switches, pumps, a ton of chests. I've got off-road suspensions, even more wheels, some pistons and even more suspension. So this is gonna be a huge build. I want it to be a big rig with a trailer attached. So let me just get this out of the way here. But I also want to make sure it fits through this door, so here's how much it opens. If we need it to be wider, I can make it open another 4 blocks, but I need it to be this tall. So that's how it's gonna be, and I'm gonna make the truck out of steel, and then I'll use wood for the trailer. I don't know if I have all the wood, but I'll see when I get to it. I'm not sure how to start, but I guess the first thing would be to place some sort of a floor for the cabin of the truck. I don't know how wide this should be. I think the seat is even in the number of blocks. Let me just get a seat out here. Actually, I don't need it to be centered, I need it to one side. That's more realistic. So if that's a seat, then I will have another passenger seat on this side. And yeah, I should have this even. And then in between the seats, I'll have the chest with the pump. Or actually, that's gonna be underneath here. So the seat will be elevated by a bit. I hope this won't be too heavy. But anyways, I'm gonna have some upgraded engines to make sure it makes enough power. Because it's not only gonna carry itself and the trailer, but all of the crates on there. And I also want to make a mechanism in the back that could get the caged dwarves. And that should be pretty cool. So first I think I'm gonna make a box and then I'm going to cut the place for the wheels. Now if this is the cabin like this and it goes up to there and then it comes up above, okay, so something like that would work. And I think I have some glass as well for the windshield and for the windows. So this would be the driver's view. You can see out the window here and in front of you from the windshield. I think that's pretty good and it looks fairly realistic. So in the back we're gonna have 4 wheels, like 2 axles, and each of them will be dual wheels. So we're gonna have 8 wheels here in the back and 2 up front. And then the trailer will have a similar setup with 8 wheels in the back. And I hope all of that works because I want to do a pretty different setup for the suspension as well. I want to have it like 3 suspension pieces connect to a thing. And that thing has the wheels attached to them, so the wheels go up and down together in the back. But I really hope that works, I'm not entirely sure about that. So in the back we're gonna have to attach the trailer, and that made me realize that this cannot be an even number here, because we wouldn't be able to attach the trailer in the center. Okay, so this changes things. I need to delete this down the middle. Okay, I think I've got it in 2 halves now, so that's one of them. And I can just make this 2 wider, and then I will attach the other half back on. Okay, now let's see if this works. Yeah, I think that's good. So now we have it an odd number in the back. This right here is the middle. That's where the trailer will be attached, but I'm gonna worry about the trailer later. Right now I think this might need to be a little bit longer, just a bit, so I can have room for the wheels. And now I'll need to attach wheels up front first, so I think this will be inwards from here with a pipe. Because if I'm using off-road wheels, they will stick out to about here anyway, and I don't want them out of the vehicle, that's not really realistic, so they should come up to this point. At least that's what I'm hoping. I actually need to see how big a wheel is, so I need to test it out here. This is about how big it is. Yeah, it's 5 blocks by 5 blocks basically. So then this is not enough, it has to be 6 wide in here so the wheel fits if the wheel is 5. But right now let me get some pipe pieces and figure out the wheels in the front, and then I'll move on to the back section. I think I have this figured out, so I made the spaces for the wheels and I had to extend this by 1 because we need to place the wheel in the middle here. And the wheel is way too wide for this, so I have to do one of these first and then bring it down, and this should look pretty good now. I'll also upgrade the suspension, but I'll do that once the rest of the vehicle is done. And yeah, these are steering wheels, so I should have a bearing in here. This is just gonna be normal steering, I'm not doing any fancy stuff right now. We can always upgrade it in the future, but for now I'm really just hoping everything works as intended. So that should be the wheel, it reaches exactly to where I wanted it to reach. and you can see it's a pretty big wheel, and in the back we're gonna have two of them side by side, so it would look something like this. So that should give us more torque, but they're gonna be further inside so they don't reach out. I extended the cabin and the platform a little bit just to have room for all the wheels, so the wheels aren't all just way too close together. Now I'm gonna do the same thing on this other side, and I hope everything will work as intended. Okay, so there we have it. We've got two wheels. Let me just connect these to the driver's seat, and then I'm gonna have engines and everything hidden in the cabin there. Let's see how this looks, and I need to stiffen these up a bit. I will also upgrade them, but I'm gonna do that only when everything's finished. This might be way too heavy just for normal suspension here, so I might need to upgrade it 2 times. But if I steer, obviously now it touches the top because the suspension isn't upgraded and we have no wheels in the back. But this looks promising, and I got stuck in here. Maybe the ceiling's just too low, so I can get that up by a little bit. Oh yeah, it fits. It definitely fits. We can even get it higher. But let me close this door. And now I can get started on the back side. Something like this, but then I would need the other type of pipes, these ones. So I'm gonna need a couple of those, and then the suspension can just come down from those. Let me get some more suspension in here. I think I need 6 right now, and I might need more of these straight pipes as well. Other than that, I think I got all the materials I need except wood, so I'm gonna have to get some more of that. And if you didn't notice, I painted this car as well in between videos. I didn't paint the whole car, but just the important things like the wheels, the suspension, the drills, and the resource collectors, all of that. So now this looks so much better. I really like it now. I did not paint the bearings. I know I should paint the bearings, but I just didn't want to delete all of this and have to build it again. And I'm not painting the bearings on this either because I don't know what color I want it to be, so I'm gonna figure that out a little later. But now let me see if any of this makes sense. Oops, I didn't mean to do that. Okay, so I need a metal block here. But I've got another problem here. This is way too low. So that's not how this is supposed to go. And now we can have 3 suspension, which I'm not sure how that's gonna work, but I can always figure it out later. I think that's gonna be my motto for this scrap mechanic playthrough. I'm just gonna figure it later. So does this work? I really hope it does. But then it's way too on the outside, I think. Let's just see. Let's just see, and I hope this works. Okay, that does look better. Now I just need to get them further in because we're gonna have 2 wheels here. And now let me see if this makes any sense. Okay, that does. That's good. That's good. It's right on the edge as I wanted it to be. Okay, so then I would have the stiffness up on these as well. They're obviously gonna get upgraded, and I think it's time to place bearings on there as well before I completely forget to do that, because bearings are sort of an important thing that you don't want to forget. And I'm also gonna get some of these, so I'll just get all of these off. And now I can have bearings on here. And I'll place all the wheels in the end. Now it's time to recreate this exact setup and hope I don't mess it up on this other side. I got it on both sides, and now if I release this, you can see everything works nicely in the back. Everything works nicely in the back. Now it's time to figure out the pump system so that we can get fruits and vegetables into the packaging station and get crates out. Maybe like this. And then the pump goes on here. There's the middle, and now I need a piston here, and I hope this works. So it would be something like this that wouldn't drag on the ground, right? Yeah, these are gonna be upgraded anyway, so that's gonna be higher up. But I mean, you could kind of see it through here. I don't really think that's a bad thing that you can see it. Maybe the truck should be lower. So what about this? Yeah, I think this looks better overall. So I'll just have it lowered like this. Great, so now the pump should be like that. That's not good. I need this to be further back. I need to place the chest the other way, like that, so the pump is a little bit higher up. And I want to close this off like this. So now this, at least in theory, it should be able to get the pump out. So if I do it like that, then I'm gonna have a bearing here and a door that opens. So actually, it would be something like this, with a bearing and the door. And I need a controller, which will be hidden down here. I want this to be symmetrical, so I'll just put the controller like this. And I could link it to that, And now let me see. So the first one we want by default to be at 0, and when we press something to be at 90. And then with a switch, I think I can get away with placing the switch inside the cabins. Yeah, we can have it up here, make it look like it's some sort of control panel. And we're gonna have one for the lights as well and everything, but yeah, so the first one's gonna be for the lights, and the second one for, let me actually just link this to the seats so I know what number they are. The second one will come in here. The switch can go to that directly to have a 4 range and be pretty slow. Okay, so that works, but I got it reversed. Let me just fix this. That will open and the piston is pushing it out. That's definitely not enough. So the piston should push it out more, and the door should open up faster because the piston was actually pushing on it. So this should be faster. And the piston should go to like 7. And now this might work. Okay, the piston is still pushing on it. I think the piston is just way too fast. But let me just get out of here. I made it higher, I don't know if you noticed, so now I can get out of the seat. Does this have any more room? It doesn't. But if I could have a pipe... Oh yeah, that's good. I can have a pipe in here, but I think that should work pretty good, so I need some more metal block too, and then I can build some of these pipes. So let's see how this looks with 2 pipes. So there's one, and then here's the other one, and then the pump still fits. All right, this door gets opened and it pushes forward. And now it comes in front of the door, so that's great. And I don't even need to upgrade the piston. So let's see. I don't want the piston to be at a higher range than it can actually reach, because that's just gonna push against the wall and create lag. So it can reach 5, and then at 6 it just touches the wall. So 7 it's already doing glitchy things, at 6 it's good. And this gets out in front of the door so that we can push all of the vegetables in there, and I can also access the chest when this is open. I'm gonna figure out a way to get in and out of this later, maybe some steps or something like that. So let me see, I've got these for headlights, so they could be... I don't think these will be enough. Maybe I'll need more lights on top as well. I'll just see how that goes. But right now I want them lower in here, something like this actually. So there's one, and here's another one. Okay. And then these will be connected to switch number 1. Okay, and I also need to paint them, but I don't know if I have any paint on me. Yeah, I don't. Let me just get some paint. I think I have some left in a chest here. Yeah, so there we go. And these will be white. I could add blinkers as well, but I'm not gonna worry about that now. So let's get this off the lift and let's see how this works. So those are the lights, and then here comes the pump. So yeah, there's the pump, there's the lights. Oh, this is bad. I didn't consider this. This is bad. I don't want to use a timer, so the door and the pump will just be on separate switches. Let me disconnect all of these from the seats, so they can have a different order. So the first one is still for the lights. This is number 1. Second one is connected to the door, and then the third one will be the piston. And I can always just add more switches later. We'll probably need a horn as well, but now none of them are connected to the seat. That's great. So 1, 2, and 3. And now let me see. That's 1. That's 2, I'm gonna wait for it to open, and now there's 3. So the pump is out, and now I can do it in reverse, so it's 3, then 2, and 1. Okay, now it works, and it works without using timers and more logic. I like it better this way. So now the next thing would be a horn. Let me get a horn, and I can get to the trailer, but first I'll just go off camera to get more wood for that. So what do I need? I need a horn. I don't have that crafted. Let me just get a horn. I got some toilet paper and a duck. I'm gonna place those in the cabin as well, but maybe I'll do that later when everything is set up correctly. Number 4 can be for the horn, and then 5... Oh, I need to upgrade the seats. Okay. 5 would be for the doors, I guess? Or do we need anything else? I don't know. We'll see. But now I need an engine and gas, so I'll see how this works. I can place them in the back here. right in the back of the seat. So the gas would go into the engine, and then the engine will need to be upgraded, definitely, because we need it to go to 6 bearings. Yeah, I don't know if I have the component kits. Let me see. Yeah, I think I got enough. So let's get the horn, and I think I can place this on the inside here, just like that. So that will be switch number 4. And if I get in here, I can... Well, that would have to be a button so that we can hold it down. But right now, let me finish setting up the engine. So this will need to be upgraded 2 times. I can put it to max speed for now. And it looks very cool like that. So this will link to all of the wheels here. I'm gonna have all-wheel drive on this. I could do it so it doesn't connect to the front wheels, only to the back. I think most big rigs actually work like that, so the front wheels are not powered. But with the terrain of scrap mechanic and everything, I just want to get everything powered. And now I should have it connected to the seat. And I need to put some fuel in there. Luckily, I've got a ton. Actually, I can just go ahead and craft some more while I'm building this. So I can just throw all the fuel in here, and that's gonna go straight into the engine. I know the front suspension is not done yet, but I just want to see if this works. Yeah, so the wheels... Oh, okay, that's fast, that's way too fast. Alright. I mean, I'm gonna have more weight on it, but just for now I'm gonna turn it down to here, because this is just way too much. Now I need a button for the horn. So this goes on here, and it connects to the horn and to the seat. Maximum connections, but can I have... Also, I connected the engine. Yeah, that's right. So that's pretty cool. I'm just gonna upgrade the seat as well. So this is level 1 right now. And at 5 you unlock settings as well. That's pretty cool. Yeah, but I don't have any more component kits. Alright, so I'm gonna go out and explore off camera. I'm gonna get more component kits and a ton of wood for the trailer, so after that I can start building it. I've got a lot of wood being processed over here, so I'm just gonna take some of it. And then I also need a little bit of metal. Gonna get some bearings, and I can start building the trailer now. Let's just get this on a lift. I also got a lot more component kits, so I can start upgrading stuff in just a moment. And I filled this chest with the vegetables that we're gonna use. I also got a passenger seat in here, and I still haven't figured out the doors and all of that. But right now I need to get on with the trailer, so I believe this is the middle. I'm just gonna use a little bit of metal for this arm here, but then the rest is gonna be wood. I don't want them touching, so maybe here. Let's see if this works. And we can either have it the same width as the truck or 1 block on each side wider. But I'm gonna see how well the crates fit in there, and if I need to, I'll just make it a little bit wider. So that should be the floor, and I'll see how long should it actually be. Something like that maybe? I don't know, it's pretty dark in here. We need to add some lights into the base. I should definitely put that on my to-do list. And I just need some metal on the back side here. And then I should close this up for the truck as well. Yeah, that just looks a little bit better. So this bearing here, for right now, I'll just leave it free. So this can just turn around whenever I turn. And I don't know how far back these wheels should be, but I'm guessing not really all the way in the back, but somewhere around here. Okay, so that works pretty good. Now I'm just gonna do the exact same setup as I did here, because I really like the way that turned out. I'll add the wheels in just a moment, but right now I want to build this section up here. So this would be kind of like that. I don't know if I can get 2 crates next to each other. I don't know how big a crate is. I also want to build a mechanism for getting the caged dwarves in there pretty easy. So on the back here, I'm gonna have all of that, and I'll build some sort of staircase on the side, maybe something that comes out of here. But if I get just 1 piston in here, and I'm using wood for all of this so I don't add a ton of weight, and then this comes down like that, and all of this is just attached to the piston. So this would be the floor of it, and I need more wood. Let me just get a little bit more from here. So there we go, this is gonna be the floor of it. And I'm sure a caged dwarf can fit in here. And then this can just go up like this, so it matches the rest of the trailer. So now if I press it, it does that. This might be too far down, so I'll settle on 3. I'm guessing if it has the wheels on, this is kind of on the ground, so then I can just use the sledgehammer to get the ball in the back here. And then it's pretty easy to just build something here to hold it in. And now I need another bearing on here. And that's gonna be a door that swings open, basically. So I think I can connect this to the controller. I don't know if I need to upgrade it. Yeah, it's max connections reached. But I think I can upgrade it. Yeah, and now we also have extra speed. Now I just need to get the wheels in here, and I should test this out a little bit, make sure everything works nicely. And then I can get to a packaging station and see how well the crates fit in there, and see if I need to make this a little bit wider maybe. But I should also get some windows in here, create a door maybe, and also get some chests in the back with some protection for both the chests and this thing right here. We don't want a robot destroying this piece, because that's gonna detach the whole trailer, and we don't want that. But let me also just take this from here, and I should have it on the outside of the door. I think that works much better. So I'm just gonna get another controller. I want to be able to open the door from back there, and basically have it with the same switch, so the truck is gonna sit something like this, and I can just come in the back, hit this switch, and the door would open, and it will come down at the same time. So I'm gonna have a bearing, and then just metal attached to the door. And let me just get some glass as well. I don't think I have enough glass, so I might need to get more of that. But let me see where's the door. So up until here. So this part is attached to the vehicle, and this part is attached to the door. That's how high I want it. Then the upper part will still be part of the vehicle. So now I can get this into here. Actually, I need to get this off, because this one's gonna be on a separate controller in the back there. So now this is number 2 on here, and I can get it to like a 60. I think that would look much better. So now I can test the door out and see how this goes. So it's switch number 2 opens that up. But see, now I have a different problem with this, because I won't be able to open the door from outside, and I also need to upgrade the seat so I can connect more stuff to it. Yeah, alright, so I'm gonna need a switch on the side here, so this will need its own controller. Okay, so I got some more stuff done. I put the chests in here. I built this thing on the side so it looks a little bit better. I've got all the wheels in there, as you can see. That's all done, and now I just want to add some lights in the back. Let me just see. So this is the door that opens, so I'll have one on here and another one right on this side, and these will be red because they are the backlights. I think this red looks good. Yeah, that looks great. And these are gonna be on a separate switch in the cabin. So I've got the 5th one on this side. I also need to upgrade the seat, and yeah, this switch, I don't know if you're gonna be able to access this from the cabin. I don't think you have to. That's gonna be in the back there. So now we get 2 more connections. So that should be enough for these 2. And I don't know if I need anything else really. So if I upgrade it again, I get 4 more connections. Yeah, so I got the engine, then I can't get the last one. But whatever, let's just upgrade it. It's just 2 component kits, and it looks much cooler now. Wait, actually, I need another switch, because we need to control the pump as well. I almost completely forgot about that. So this is gonna be number 7 in here. And this will go... Where does this go? That's the pump, right? Yeah, I think that's the pump. But I also have some other stuff for the cabin here. So I've got a bed. This will just be on the ground there. That's a respawn point, which is great. And then we can have a duck right here under the horn, so the duck can use the horn. Oh, and I can actually change the pitch. So how does this sound? That's really squeaky. So let's put it all the way down. Oh, that's like a boat. Okay, so maybe here. Yeah, that sounds more like a truck. That's a train. Yeah, I'm just gonna keep it in here. I've also got some toilet paper, which I'll place right here in case you just need to do your business out in a parking spot or whatever. So I can just put all of this in here and on this side. Now, one problem, it's really hard to get out of this. So even if you open the door, doesn't really help you a lot. Well, actually, let me just... So that's the door. If I make the upper part of this be part of the door, now I think I can do a better job at getting out. But I need to get off the lift first. Let me just place the lift down there. Okay, now this door should be a little higher, so I might be able to get out a little bit easier. I also need to repair this window that I just broke. and I should connect the steering back because I moved the seat a little bit. I don't know why I did that, because I ended up putting it in the same spot as before anyways. Okay, so I can get this off the lift, and I'm really thirsty, so I need to get some milk. Okay, there it goes. I can enter the seat, and if I want to get out, I can just crouch out. Okay, so now it works. If you want to get in the back, I decided not to build a staircase here because I added this switch that you can control from the back. This drops down and the door opens in the wrong direction. Let me just, yeah. So it should open outwards. There it goes. And you can just get in here and, well, let me fix this really quick. Okay, so I need to delete this and add this one in here so that you can press it from the inside as well. So now this will go to the piston, then it will go to this controller on the right, and now I can just connect the seat, and it's gonna be number 7 on the seat. Okay, let me test it out again. So it drops down like that. Maybe I need to make it drop down a little bit further so it pushes into the ground. So it's gonna be 4. Yeah, so I can get the ball in there. So the door opens and I can get in here, and now I can press the switch from inside, which gets me up here. And yeah, I just need to, 1 second, let me just get this. All right, so now I can just jump up here. I just need to upgrade the suspension, so I'll put this back on the lift. Okay, so the one in the front I'll upgrade 2 times. This needs to be extremely stiff. So it's 2 upgrades for this, and then the other ones, I'm not sure if they need to be upgraded because we've got 3 for each section of wheels. So I'll see how soft they are. They're all at their limit on level 1 right now, all of them. I feel like it dips a little bit too much here. Maybe this arm is too long, so I can move it and weld it here, or I can stiffen this suspension, but I don't know how much of an effect that will have. And another thing, the door should be connected to the seat, so that's gonna be number 8. Okay, so I can close the door now. Number 1 is the front light. Number 2 opens this door. Number 3 gets the pump out. 4 is the horn. 5 is for the rear lights, I believe. Yeah, so you can see them on the ground there. There's a red shade. The camera can't zoom out far enough so we can see the back of this. It's just huge. So that's 5. Actually, let me get this back in and close the door. Then number 6, oh, I just shot a bit out. I wasn't expecting that. That took me by surprise. So number 6 is the pump. Number 7 opens up the back and it throws it down, so we can get it back up like that. Does it throw it too far? Yeah, I think that's good. That makes sure the truck stays steady and everything. And number 8 is gonna be the door. So that seems pretty nice. Our turning radius, I'm not expecting this to be good. That's actually not bad. Yeah, that's doable. I'm afraid the trailer is too small, so I might want to get that upgraded a bit. But I need to get this engine up. I'll just throw it all the way, see how this looks. Oh yeah, that's way too much. That's way too much, I don't want that. It doesn't even feel like a truck anymore. So I got it down a little bit. And I'll just do a little bit of work here on the road. I need to break this off right here. I just need to get this off of here and the bearing. And put it... Whoa, whoa, that scared me. What are you doing here? Get out, get out. Just go on your way, do your thing. And now if I weld it, I don't know if I have the height right, but I hope so. Yeah, so that's the right height. And is it better now? I hope it is. Let's see. But anyways, let me close that door, and I need all my lights. So I think it's 1 and 5. What? 5 has no connections. Everything that's in the back got disconnected because I had to weld it back in. And I hope I got everything right now. And yeah, I like the turning radius of this. It's not that bad. It's just kinda bad, so it's not awful. But it's normal for a big truck like this to not have a very good rotation. Okay, so here we are. Let me see. So it's gonna be number 2. I'm gonna open that door. Number 3 to slide the pump out. Oh, and because this is on a piston, it has like a sort of suspension on the pump. You can see how it goes in there. And now it's number 6. 6 can shoot in there, and it goes with tomatoes because we've got that in the chest. And I can get more of these. Okay, 2 tomatoes might be enough. So I'll just back up slightly and I'll move over to some beets. That works very good, actually. So let's get 2 beets as well. And what if I also get 2 carrots? So let's get the pump back in. So it's switch number 3 first, and then it's the second one to close the door. And I need to open my door now to get out of here. Well, I wanted to carry them to the truck, but I think it's more realistic if I actually take the truck there. It's really good that I don't need to turn inside of here. I can just enter through one side and exit through the other. It's parked. We don't have parking lights or signals, but I can always add those later. And I could also paint it, at least a little bit, and I can start placing these. Yeah, so it's not wide enough for 2 of them. Actually, I'll do this right here on the spot because I've got all the materials that I need. Let me just get this off of here so that I can put it on the lift. And that way I can get even more crates. And then it's time to find a caged dwarf and see how that works. Actually, I'm pretty nervous for that part. I hope everything holds up and works as intended. I'll just have it like this, and then I can just rebuild the wall on here. This piston in the back is definitely holding a ton of weight. You can see it tilting here. And I realized this kind of jumps on the suspension a bit, so I might need to upgrade each and every one of these. And that's gonna make it a little bit stiffer, which is what I want. And I can also add more weight to it, so I can get some level 3 metal. I think that's the heaviest. Or I can just get some concrete, whatever works. But now I can get 2 of these side by side in here. And I actually have 1 block to spare, so I got extra room. And let's see how many of these can actually fit in here. So I got 6 right now, and I think I can get another 6. Yeah, I can definitely get another 6. So here it goes. I'm just trying to back it up in here. This actually works pretty similar to how a trailer swivels around on a real truck. At least from my time playing Euro Truck Simulator, it seems to work pretty accurately. What was it, number 6? Yeah, number 6. So there go the beets, we've got 2 of those. And now I'll get tomatoes and carrots as well. And I can certainly fit a whole lot of things in here, and again with 1 block to spare exactly. And I didn't count the blocks before, so I had no idea how these are gonna fit. But I guess everything worked out. Just look at all of the points in here that we're gonna get. So I think we have 4 tomatoes, 3 carrots and 5 beets. I'll sneakily go in here and turn these up because these are already upgraded. Okay, so this is not right. This is not how it's supposed to work. The middle one is not even attached to this. So I guess I had to kind of weld it like that. Okay, so nevertheless, I'll just upgrade all of these and I'll get them up. So the one in the middle is not really doing anything right now. I'm not sure why. I think I had to weld them together so they register as part of the same thing. So yeah, the same thing happened in the back. So I have all of them upgraded now. Let me get out of here. But we've only got 2 suspensions on each side which are doing anything. This one is just hanging around in there. So I'll just take the back ones off for right now, but I will add them later. Right now I have to search for a caged dwarf. I don't remember where these caged dwarves spawn, so that might be a problem. And this thing is surprisingly maneuverable. I'm pretty sure it can tip over though, so I'm gonna be careful with that. I mean, you can definitely get the trailer off and then you can just use the front part as a really good off-roader, which I didn't really intend, but I'm glad it turned out that way. Oh, you know what this is? This is from a couple of videos ago. I remember this. I think I found it in this forest here. I found it like 3 or 4 videos ago and I threw it in the water so it would be easier to see later on. And I completely forgot about it until now. Okay, I can throw it on the ground. Oh, not that way. Over here. This is a little bit slanted to one side, so this might be harder to do on here than on flat terrain. I think he's getting pretty dizzy. But what if I can just shoot him in there? Okay, so it works. Alright, now I can just press that. And it doesn't go up. Because I noticed before it was having trouble holding this up. But now with the dwarf, it might just be way too much for it. I might need to add more pistons in there, like 2 or 3 next to each other, and they all hold on to the same piece of the platform, basically. I guess this works. I just need to make sure I don't go over anything that's too big of a bump. And he's still back there, right? I didn't lose him. But here's the dwarf fortress where the dwarf has its base. Oh, that actually came up. So maybe it just got stuck, or did we lose the dwarf? Yeah, we didn't lose him. So it just got fixed. Maybe it was just stuck on something and it's not too heavy. I probably hit a bump and I set it back into place. So that's probably what happened, but now it works perfectly, and here's the entrance to the dwarf trading. We are kinda struggling uphill, but I really don't want to make the engine even more powerful because the wheels are just gonna start spinning, and I don't want that. I want more torque like I have right now. So here I am. I just need to get into position, so I'll take a turn on this side. That should be good. Let me get it a little bit forward. Okay, so here we go. I'll just keep on doing this. And it's actually pretty entertaining knowing that I got all of this in just one go. Before, with the car, I could only carry like 2 of them. I think I put 4 of them on it at one point, but that was really weird to drive. But with this, I can get 12 in the back and a dwarf. And I think this can hold more weight, so I can even stack them up. I can get 24 at one time, which is just insane. But now let's see what we've got here. So we've got 2 blueberries and 2 oranges. Those were from before. And yeah, now I got 5 beets, 4 tomatoes, 3 carrots, and 1 caged dwarf. That means I can get more stuff from here. And I think I want the banana seeds next, so I'm gonna plant some bananas, and then I can get banana points as well, which I need for some important stuff in here. I don't remember what, but I know I needed bananas as well. Yeah, I think it's for the mountable spot gun, which I can also add to the big rig. That would be a pretty interesting combination. But yeah, I'll just use the carrots to get banana seeds, and I'll start planting these right away. But then I'll use the other ones for all sorts of things in here. This truck is awesome, and I'm sure I will be using it a lot in upcoming videos. Now make sure to save the Scrap Mechanic Survival playlist so you don't miss any of the cool videos I've got planned. So click on that, and I'll see you next time.